Hi, and welcome back to my channel, the No Channel. This is Bernadette Johnson. I'm also known as Kazaya Akizi. And today I'm coming to you with another brief video. I just want to share some insight or revelation that I received this morning when I woke up. Now, I'm sure most of you heard about the story where the 1-year-old baby was unalived by cops in a town called Sanatobia, Mississippi, where they said the either the friend or relative of the baby's mother was accused of stealing diapers, and they were saying that she was fleeing from the cops or trying to hit the cops, and the mother and the baby was in the car too. They were passengers, and the cops hit the driver. I believe the driver was hit too, and the baby, the 1-year-old, was also hit, and the 1-year-old died from his injuries. But anyway, that's just a brief, overview of the story. And and in the story, I'm not here to talk about the story, but I'm just because you can look that up for yourself. I just want to share some, some insight that I woke up with this morning. And I want to bring your attention to the baby's name. The baby's name is Cohen Wiley. Now, my focus is on the baby's first name, Cohen, and it's spelled Kohen. And when I first saw that name, it intrigued me because of those of you who know that name Cohen is spelled with a C or K. That's the name of what they call the genetic marker of the Levitical priests, the Aharon Levitical priest. They say that this is on the J haplogroup, and they said it's a genetic marker on the Y chromosome, which is the male chromosome, and this is the genetic marker that those who are descendants of the Levitical priests carry. They said the Levitical priests carry this mark, the descendants of Aharon. And if Aaron, I mean, it's Aaron. Aharon is the Hebrew pronunciation of it. So it's Aaron. And if those of you who know scripture, that's where the Levitical priest line is through Aaron, which is Moses' brother. Moses was a Levite too, but the priest line was carried by his brother Aaron. And that's what, they say that Cohen genetic marker, they say that's what that is. It's the Levitical priest marker. And also too, and another group where that so-called Levitical genetic marker is very high among the Lemba tribe, and that's a tribe in Africa. And these people have been practicing the Israelite faith, the Israelite culture, I guess ever since they were in existence. And they say that they say themselves, and you can look them up on YouTube. They said that they are the original Hebrew. And it's shown that they carry this Cohen genetic marker. So when I saw that baby's name, I was very intrigued, and I wondered. I said, "Who in his family named him Cohen?" Because that's not a typical name, especially among African Americans. And of course, it's a very heartbreaking case. How a precious child was unalived. And my heart goes out to the mother, the father, and all of the family. And I will watch, news stories, and of course the family speaking, and of course Benjamin Crump, because he took the case, speaking, and they're chanting justice for baby Cohen, justice for baby Cohen. And then that name is being put out there, and I woke up with some insight. I said, wait a minute. I wonder, is there some symbolism here? Because If the baby was just named, some biblical name like Daniel or Jacob, I wouldn't have blinked at that. But Cohen, and if you look Cohen up, it's the name of a genetic marker that's on the Y, that can be found on the Y chromosome, the J, in the J haplogroup, the Y chromosome, which is a male chromosome. Cohen genetic marker. Baby Cohen. Baby Cohen was only 1 year old. He was just 1 year, just a year old. And then I thought about it. How in the book of Exodus, if you're familiar with the Bible, where Pharaoh ordered the unaliving of the Hebrew male babies when they were born. At first, he ordered them Hebrew midwives to unalive the Hebrew male babies when they were born, but they wouldn't do it. And then he ordered the Egyptian people to unalive any Hebrew male babies when they were born. And then there's another story in the so-called New Testament, in the book of Matthew, where Herod ordered the unaliving of Hebrew male babies up to 2 years old, because he was trying to, root out the Messiah. And I thought about it, where baby Cohen falls within that age. He was 1 year old. 1 year old. He was a year old. And Herod ordered the unaliving of Hebrew male babies up to 2 years old. And what I see in this is that this is symbolizing how the powers that be, how they target Yah's chosen people. And a lot of times they target us by starting with the children. And that baby's name, Cohen, representing them targeting a specific lineage, a specific bloodline. Cohen is a name of a genetic marker, a bloodline. And as Yah's chosen people, or some know as God's chosen people, we're always going to be targeted by the powers that be. And a lot of times they start with our children. And they also especially target the male children. And why they a lot of times target the male children, I'm going to name 2 reasons. One of the reasons is because the male class is generally the warrior class. They are the first line of defense of their nation, of their people. And secondly, reproduction. The male is able to reproduce at a much faster rate than the female. A male can impregnate multiple women in one day. Whereas the female, the woman, she has to carry a child for 40 weeks, or approximately 9 months. And those are the 2 reasons that I'm naming, the reason why they especially target the male. But we're all targeted. And so that's just some insight that I woke up with, because see, I was always intrigued. And when I saw the story, and of course it was a painful story. But the name of that baby Cohen, that got my attention. I was like, and I was wondering, I said, who named him Cohen? That was an interesting name. But that's just my insights that I just wanted to share. And please feel free to share your thoughts. And if you have any insight on this, I would greatly appreciate if you share it. So anyway, that's my message for today. And until next time, be blessed.